Hello all and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got quite a cool game with the Lizardmen being controlled by Krotgar up against Alias Varys, who's going to be in charge of the Greenskins with Wurzag as his commander. Now we're trying something a little bit different with the microphone today. We have upped the sound by 25% and up to the in-game sound, so hopefully the sound is all good for you guys. This is the second time recording it, as unfortunately there was a massive echo beforehand, so hopefully this will work, and if it is, that's all good, and if not, just let me know and I'll try fiddling around and changing it again as well. So for our army today, up front we do have 2 units of chameleon skinks. Not only do these guys run incredibly cool, they kind of dart back and forth left and right, they have a few nifty little tools. So apart from being aquatic, which is the main thing you want to be in Total War, they do have Vanguard deploy. They are chameleons, so of course they have stalk, but most importantly they have this 40% missile resistance. So hopefully we'll be able to chuck them up in front of this orc army and they shouldn't take too much damage in return. Now for our front line, we only have 2 units. This is very rare of me to do, but we just have 2 units of skink cohorts with javelins up front here. And the main punching power is going to come from our big 3 single entities here. We of course have Krotgar up on his mighty Grimlock, looking all gangster as usual, roaring and whatnot. Now he has Hands of the Gods and all his usual buffs with him. We also have the Thunderous one, the regiment-renowned ancient Stegodon, which does a huge amount of damage and of course has these nifty little blowpipes which actually do a ton of damage output that you wouldn't expect. Now rolling with these guys, we do have Gary the Bastiladon up there with his Rev Crystal. When you're taking single entities like this, it's always good to bring a Rev Crystal. You get so much value from that healing. Now up in the skies, we do have a Skink Priest of Beast who's brought the Curse of Anir, Flock of Doom, and of course the Manticore Summon. On the left-hand flank, we do have one of my favourite cav units in the game, the Horned One Riders. Now, apart from looking absolutely fantastic with all their feathers and little lizard trinkets, these guys are really good up against Greenskins. They will dumpster Greenskin cavalry, do decent damage to their large targets like giants and arachnarok spiders, and at the same time, they can really put a hurt down on their infantry with effective cycle charging. Now for my opponent, he's gone for a very interesting front line. It's a mixture of Savage Orcs, Orc Biggins and Black Orcs all the way across the front line, which is kind of strange, to do a little bit of everything, but at the same time it means he is prepared for all. Then the back, he does have 4 units of Orc Araboys, 3 units of those, and 1 unit is of course the Rusty Arrows, which do have Armor Sundering. These are a particularly good pick in almost any matchup for the Greenskins, so not too much of a surprise to see them. In the back, he does have 2 units of Nasty Skulkers in Stalk mode, protecting his back line, and on the flanks, he does have 2 units of Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Now, for his little hero core here, he does have a Goblin Big Boss on foot. Now, I haven't seen this guy on foot much at all. He's almost always on a wolf or a spider, but still, he should be getting in there and doing a little bit of damage. Now, of course, he has the Great Green Prophet, Wurzag, for his leader today, who's chanting, doing his best little kind of car dance shuffle. And he is on top of his mighty boar. So let's get this battle underway. Now coming into this battle, I hadn't played for about 2 weeks properly. I'd played a couple of games up against Ninja Penguin, which will be up on the channel probably later in this week. And a fantastic brain buster coming down from Wurzag there, doing some decent damage to these chameleon skinks, who are taking quite a ton of damage. But yeah, I hadn't played for a couple of weeks, so as you see, my micro is a little bit rusty, and I am letting these guys kind of get picked apart. But in return, they're doing some decent damage to these Savage Orcs, bringing down a few of them now already. We've got 4 dead, and the HP damage is pretty huge. But the rest of our army is just going to be moving up. The Horned One's moving up on the left-hand flank. And the main plan here is when he pushes forward, we slam down on one section of his battle line with the big monsters and try and drag his troops away on the left with his chameleon skinks, which we'll then hunt down with the Horned One Riders. All this time, the Skink Priest is me swooping around the flank, just adding a little bit of pressure and being a little niggling pain in the back of my opponent's head as he knows something is floating around in the back. And if it has the opportunity, it can always jump on Orc Araboys. So see, a little bit sloppy against our chameleons, taking a lot of damage, but, not too bad. And the Horned Ones are getting a little bit close for comfort. I didn't mean to push them up quite so far. They're going to be falling back, trying to lure this left-hand side of the battlefield away. Now the skink priests are getting in there, throwing their javelins, and these orc biggins were in fact facing the wrong way originally, so we're getting some decent damage there. And the other javelins are going to these unarmoured savage orcs, and coming charging down the hill now is Krokgar, come charging down, flinging Black Orcs, who are all wired up now, and closely followed down by the Thunderous one and this Rev Crystal Bastiladon trying to hammer down this side. But my opponent, with some fantastic play, reacts very quickly, drops an effigy of the Git on Krokgar, pinning him in place, and then blitzing him with all of these archers. Now our gambit on the left hand side has paid off. We've managed to drag 3 units out the way, chasing these chameleon skinks. We're now going to engage them with this skink cohort, pinning them in place, and we do have 2 nasty units of horned ones that are going to come rampaging in there now and really scaring off and destroying these guys quite comfortably. So the left hand flank's going pretty good. However, in the centre, Krokgar himself has been routed by the looks of it. He's fleeing for the hills, taking so much damage. However, we are going to get off a Rev Crystal heal on him, so hopefully he should come back to the fray. The left flank is now completely ours, routing units all over the place. And the skinks, you know, they did a job, even though they took quite a lot of damage. And the Thunderous one is very healthy, almost full health, and up to 34 kills already up against these nasty Black Orcs. Now, we did summon a Manticore in the back, who has popped down on top of Wurzag. However, nasty Skulkers are going to be running in and bringing down that Feral Manticore there. So it looks like Krokgar is running for the hills, but he's just about rallied, and I believe he is going to try a good old-fashioned 360 no-scope in a minute with Hand of the Gods, so we'll try and catch that. So we're trying to push through on this left-hand flank now, horned ones, but they are getting picked up by nasty Skulkers, whereas the Thunderous one is kind of ruling the middle of this battlefield so far. And as we can see, Krokgar does come charging in, but thinks better of it, and instead he's going for the no-scope. Hand of the Gods, firing those shots in, all of them connect, and devastating damage to Wurzag, which looks like it is in fact going to break him. Did about half damage to him from where he was health-wise, and he is going to be running for the hill. So fantastic shot there by the returning Krokgar, not a bad entrance. The horned ones have popped on top of some orc arrow boys, but they're also going to be pushed on, trying to hunt down Wurzag a little bit more. Unfortunately, this other unit of horned ones up to 87 kills, but we're pinned down by 2 units of nasty Skulkers. And we are stretched pretty thin. However, chameleon skinks have returned to the fray. Going to be Cobian shots into the Goblin Big Boss, who is now terrified, while the Thunderous one does his damage. Unfortunately, the Bastiladon with Rev Crystal is taking a ton of damage, so he's trying to get out of there. It looks like Krokgar has popped on top of some more squishy targets, knowing he really doesn't want to get involved in too many hardcore combats, considering his health is pretty damn low. Now, the Skink Priest of Beast would obviously normally get absolutely crumped by 30 Black Orcs. However, they are routing, so he's going to be chasing him off the field, getting that fantastic value whilst constantly, casting spells back here. Now, great play over in the back here. So my horned ones did in fact almost catch Wurzag, but he rallied, effigy of the gated them, brain busted them, really slowed them down. Now he's returning. The rusty arrows have turned around and firing some constant fire onto them, and he's managed to save Wurzag for now at least, but they are back on the hunt, so they are some clever girls. Krokgar has broken once again, but he doesn't mind too much. He's still going to be pushing through orcs like he has no cares in the world, and the Thunderous one is going to be coming for Wurzag now, hunting him down. If I can break him now, they're really going to struggle with what's left on the field to bring down an almost fully healed up Thunderous one, who is coming charging in now, and Wurzag just can't take the sheer power of the dinos, who I do break him, and there's no way he's going to be allowed to escape again. Up in the hills here, we do have some skinks who looks like are chasing down and completely destroying some savage orcs, and in the back we do have some horned ones who've been hunting down some troops. It looks like they're going to be trying to help these skinks chase down these nasty Skulkers. And in the woods here, we do have Krokgar, who has rallied, getting revved up by that Bastiladon, who are going to be chasing down and finishing off Black Orcs wherever they can. The main fight, however, is going on down here. The Thunderous one is charging around the battlefield, up to 83 kills now, which is pretty huge. And the Horned ones do hunt down and finish off Wurzag. They're going to be turning around now and charging into this main big blob of Greenskins. However, the nasty Skulkers are here, who do pop a very good smoke bomb. So my opponent's been very good at reacting to situations this battle, and he's come in there, dropped that smoke bomb, slowing these guys down. But it is a little bit too late, as the Thunderous one does rampage across the battlefield, and army losses set in, and it is a Pyrrhic victory for the Lizardmen. So let's go to the end stats here. So overall, super fun battle, very well played to my opponent. I actually did meet him again on ladder later that day, and that battle will also be going up on the channel a bit later in the week. Overall, I quite like his build. It was quite mixed, good for taking down all comers. However, for my army, I really enjoyed the Thunderous one. 101 kills. Now, he's so expensive, but when he works so well. And I think Greenskins are a fantastic matchup to bring the big dinos. They really struggle to drag them down. Unless they've brought something like an Arachnarok, but then, you know, Carnosaurs are quite good against them as well. Now, going for our front line is something I tend to not do. I think it requires quite a lot of micro, but the Skinks 80 and 82 kills is brilliant value for them. Chameleon Skinks not so much, but that was kind of down to my own lapse in micro a little bit. I really like the inclusion of the Horn ones, 69 and 93, and as like I spoke about in the battle, they have a great matchup against Greenskins. They're kind of good against their big monsters, their cav, and their infantry. Why not bring them? And Kroggar, even though he got, you know, sniped out a little bit by that mass orc fire and some great play by my opponent who was really on point with his FG of the Gits, still got 62 kills, plus that 360 Hand of the Gods just destroyed Wurzag and really helped push that power of balance in my favour as we managed to then drag him down. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. It's a lot of fun to make. If you did, please do leave a like and comment down below. Hopefully the sound is a little bit more clear and punchy. We'll have to see, but I'll continue to figure it out and kind of fiddle around with it over the next week or so to try and get that perfect sound for you guys. But obviously feedback is always welcome. Now next week we do have D-Day on Wednesday, where the DLC does drop, and there is the coming of the Dread Saurian and the new Lizardmen units, plus the new Empire, who I will be trying out as well. On that day, we're probably going to be doing 2 streams. I will stream a Nakai the Wanderer campaign, most likely, and definitely some multiplayer battles so we can try out all the new units, and that is going to be live on Wednesday. One of them, probably the multiplayer one, at 8 PM, British Summer Time, and the other one just throughout the day at some point. So just keep a little eye out for those. So hope you guys enjoyed. Do stay awesome as always. And if you do fancy supporting the channel, leaving a like and commenting does help. And I also have a Patreon linked down below in the description. So until next, guys. My mouth failing me there a little bit. Until next time, guys. Stay awesome. Peace, peace.